Today we're going to be talking about the best spirits here in AnimeDefenders because there's a bunch of new additions in the latest update of AnimeDefenders, Update 4, and one of the biggest changes is actually going to do with spirits. Today we're going to cover them and discuss which is the best and also give you guys an idea on which spirit orbs or which spirits that you need to get in order to make your units or your team a lot better. By the way guys, our secret unit giveaway is going to be starting very soon because we just reached 20,000 subscribers and our 15,000 subscriber special secret unit giveaway is going to be starting very soon. All you have to do in order to join is to like and subscribe. I already did one for 10,000 subscribers and I'm gonna do another one for 15,000 subscribers and another one for 20,000 subscribers. But for 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a pro gamer secret unit giveaway, and if you want to be part of it, then just subscribe. Alright, so if you want to know which is the best spirit orb, then I'm going to be discussing them all with you today. Now, if you want to really know what the best spirit orb is, there's basically a bunch of them, and a lot of these, or some of these, are actually kind of useless. But let me just tell you which ones are the best. Golden Spirit is the best for farm units because it gives you an increased money gain by 20%, which by the way is even higher than Midas Touch at only 15%. So 15% in Midas Touch, it only gives around 15% addition, which is actually much less or 5% less than the Golden Spirit that gives you 20%. And if you combine this with Midas Touch, your farm units are going to give you way more gold, which is actually super useful. The next one is going to be Arcane Spirit. Arcane Spirit's actually good for Hall of Mirrors. It's going to be kind of useful there, but it's not going to be useful almost anywhere else. Now let's talk about some of the other good ones. Fire Spirit is really good for any unit that actually does fire damage because every 6 attack applies a burn, dealing 60% of the unit's damage over 3 seconds, and it stacks with other burns, so it's actually very overpowered. Also, this Fire Spirit right here is very good for units that deal multi-hit, just like Demon King Peak. By the way, I tested it, and Demon King Peak with Requiem and Fire Spirit can actually out-damage Secrets with Almighty. Yep, you heard that right. Secrets with Almighty can get out-damaged by Demon King Peak because of just how strong Fire Spirit is when combined with an actual good unit. Then the next one, we have something called Crimson Spirit. Now, Crimson Spirit is only a 12% chance. However, it increases the burn and bleed damage inflicted to enemies by 50%, which is actually a pretty large number. Which means that if you get this on the current best unit in the game, which is Dragon Wizard, then you are going to do 50% more damage with this burn because Dragon Wizard does do burn, and Dragon Wizard, I think, also has a 50% chance to make other units that are within his range to do burn as well. So Crimson Spirit is pretty good for this current meta, especially with Dragon Wizard. Now the next one is going to be Light Spirit. Now Light Spirit is good for units that are very expensive. So for units like Dragon Wizard, he might be good because he's going to reduce the placement and upgrade cost of the unit by 15%, which is pretty good. The next one is Storm Spirit, and this is actually the second best DPS spirit right next to the number 1, which I'm going to be discussing later. But it is a decrease in units cooldown by 25%, which is actually even higher than the Sonic one. The Sonic only decreases your cooldown by 20%, while the Storm Spirit decreases your cooldown by 25%. So if you combine both of these, it's almost a 45% cooldown reduction in your SPA, which is actually a massive cooldown reduction. And if you also add the cooldown reduction of the move of Shadow Dragon, because he does have a cooldown reduction move, then you're going to have more than 50% SPA reduction, which is absolutely bonkers. That is overpowered as heck. Now, there are some other miscellaneous spirits. For example, Divine Spirit. Divine Spirit's actually very good because it causes, it inflicts confuse on enemies, and every 30 seconds, causing them to walk backwards, which is actually very good for leaderboards. He is very good, but if you get him on your units, don't spin Divine Spirit because this spirit is very good. However, the problem with this is it doesn't give you any extra DPS or damage or any extra thing. It only makes the enemies walk backwards every 30 seconds. So it is pretty good because if you have your units, or if all of your units have Divine Spirit, then you are going to destroy the leaderboards because you're going to keep pushing the enemy backwards. The only problem is there is a 30-second cooldown, which honestly is actually kind of big. So Divine Spirit is good, but in my opinion, it's not better than Storm Spirit nor True Spirit, which is the best spirit in the game right now. Now, if you want to know how much damage you can do with a True Spirit unit, this is the max damage that I got with my True Spirit Shadow Dragon Almighty. 130,000 extra damage is actually insane. Super good damage and is actually just crazy, okay? 130,000 extra damage is absolutely insane. Now, I did make a video on how to get Spirit Orbs very quickly, but I wanted to mention that here again. If you want to get Spirit Orbs fast, do other people's secret and mythic portals, and you can find most of that on Discord. So if you want to find a lot of Spirit Orbs, then join the Discord and then get or join other people's Spirit and mythic portals and secret and mythic portals, and that's gonna give you a ton of a ton of Spirit Orbs. Now, I wanted to showcase just how overpowered these units truly are. This is just a quick showcase of just how overpowered the True Spirit truly is. Right now, my Shadow Dragon is doing an extra of 30,000 damage at upgrade 3. He is doing 85,000 damage at upgrade 3. 87 now. Okay, let's see how much damage he's gonna do now. 55,000, 71,000 extra damage. 75,000. Oh my god. True Spirit is absolutely broken, guys. There's actually no way. It's so broken. This thing is gonna get you to the leaderboard so easily. This thing is it's good game. It's literally just good game from this point on, because 59,000 extra damage. That's absolute insanity. This is the power, the true power of True Spirit. And also, if you add that with other buffs, then you're gonna be even crazier. The only problem with True Spirit is if you end up killing all the enemies super easily, and there's like only there and no and you can't and there's not much enemies within your range because they all die so quickly. I guess that would be the only weakness. If like all the enemies die super quickly, then I guess that would be a weakness of sorts. But yeah, if we max them out, yeah, this is just good game. Like a single unit doing like 10 million damage. Absolutely crazy. And it actually does get weaker eventually, especially when you start destroying all of your enemies, because the less enemies there are, the less the extra damage you're gonna get, right? The less enemies there are, because it's only up to 75%. The less enemies there are, the less damage you're gonna get. But honestly, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't really matter because you're just doing a lot of damage. You're just doing way too much damage. This would definitely be useful for Infinite, because I think this would definitely destroy most bosses. Like, easily destroy most bosses. It does get weaker after a while because you start destroying all the enemies super fast. Especially with a full area of effect like Shadow Dragon, you start destroying all the enemies super quickly. But alright, damage just went up to 132,000 for Shadow Dragon. 132,000 is an insane amount of damage. That's gonna be it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.